So I'll quickly give you some background information about this client of mine. As you can see, he has fungal nails on the 1st and 2nd. He also has involuted nails, so very, very tight involuted nails. I don't know if you noticed, but he's been trying to cut the nails and he's been cutting it further and further down. So he's obviously left a spike in there because he finds it, a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm just going to soften up that area and then just try and loosen up any debris or hard skin that's under there as well before I get my nippers, my ingrown nippers, and try and get that bit of nail out. I don't know if you notice as well, but he's got some callus, quite a bit of callus on his toes. So I'm going to deal with that at the end of the video, so keep watching and I will debride that with my blade. So I'm just checking out this side because it's very, very hard. That's a build-up of callus there. That's the pressure from the nail that's caused that callus to build up in that corner. So I'm gonna just debride that, just get rid of that really quickly with my blade. So I'm dealing with quite a few things on this fur. One thing that I always do is ask, what's the main problem? And then I deal with that main problem first before dealing with everything else within, permitted time. So because this is my model, he's not actually a paying client of mine. I've got that time. So I'm just getting rid of any thing that's in the way. So get rid of some of that nail that needs cutting away, and then I'm going to have a little look and see what's going on with this involuted nail, this bit of spike that's in the nail. So I'm also going to soften up this area as well and just see what I can dislodge from there, if there is anything. Right, so I'm going to have a little look and investigate, see what's going on with this side of the nail. So this is the lateral side of the nail, and just fixing up my camera. So I don't know if you notice, guys, this is the first time that I'm actually doing a video like this. So this is how I work, yeah. So I'm just checking out to see what's going on with this nail. The reason why I'm checking it as well, because I need to find where that bit of nail is so that I know where to cut, because I don't want to go in there blindly and end up nipping the skin or anything. So at the same time, I'm getting rid of any debris, any build-up that's in there with my blacks file. So if you don't know, this little instrument here is a blacks file. It's a really small headed blacks file, so it's perfect when dealing with ingrown nails and also getting down the sides of the nails as well. So I actually attempted a couple of times to get this bit of nail out. This is probably my second or third attempt, because I didn't realise how deep it actually was, and as I was trying to get to it, it kept trying to escape from me. So as I was cutting, it made me realise that it was actually deeper than what I thought. So every time I nipped it, I could feel that I cut the nail, and then I would use my black's file to, you know, gently dislodge it. I would still see that it was kind of attached, so I had to keep going in with my nippers a little bit further down, a little bit further down. But yeah, I just wanted to really make sure that I knew where this spike was, and at the same time just getting rid of debris. I was being very gentle because obviously I was aware it's a sensitive area. He was not in any pain whatsoever, but it was just really sensitive for him. So what I'm actually trying to do, I'm not actually trying to cut the nail, I'm actually trying to dislodge it and try and swoop it out of the sulcus area, because I could feel it in there, but I just couldn't seem to reach it. So I had to keep pulling it back up again so that I could reach it with my ingrown nippers. So I know that some people use a blade, but I felt in this situation I didn't want to use a blade. He had sensitive feet already and I just didn't want to risk it. So as you can see, there's that little spike right there, and it was at this attempt that I actually got it out. So I just had to keep getting at it and then trying to swoop it out with my nippers. So what I'm trying to do is catch it and try and swoop it out because I can feel it. I just need to get it up to the surface. And as you can see, there it is. And as soon as I got it out, he was like, ah, there it is. I can feel that. So that was good. So it was that little spike there. So what I'm doing now is just softening up that area just a little bit more and just getting rid of anything else that I may find in there, because often there's a build-up or there's something, but it's just to give it a second swoop around. I'm also continuing to be gentle. I'm not being rough at all. He felt very comfortable throughout the whole of the appointment. So because I'm leaving it to soften for a little bit, and then I'm just going to focus on this side just to file it down a little bit. It's interesting watching back what the treatment that I did on this client, because it's always like a reflective practice experience for me where I look at it and think, okay, so how can I improve and what could I have done differently. Although I feel like what I did was, it did the job, and I was really happy with that. The patient was, or the client was very comfortable. But it's always good, isn't it, to reflect on your own work and, to see how you can improve or what you could do differently. And this isn't just, my practice. It could just be the instruments that I'm using. So as you can see, my nippers were quite stiff. They actually needed oiling. But I continued using them anyway because they still did the job. They were just slightly stiff, but they do need oiling. And it did make me think that I could probably get a better pair of ingrown nippers, ones which are a little bit sharper, maybe even smaller. You can get some smaller ones as well. So it's always good to reflect on your practice, which I try to do often. I don't know if you noticed, but his nails are so tight. They're like really tightly involuted. So I did find it a bit tricky because I really didn't want to cut his skin. So I was treading very carefully, but I didn't cut his skin once. So I was really happy with that. So I often use a black's file to explore, but also to file away the sides of the nails as well. So I'm going back into this area after softening it up a little bit and seeing if there's anything else dislodged in there that I could get out. Earlier he did say that it still feels like there's a little bit of a splinter in there just at the top of the nail of the toes, and so I'm just very gently just exploring with my black's file. I couldn't feel nail, but I could feel there was a lot of hard skin just there, and as I was doing that he could feel it, so I knew that there was quite a bit of hard skin there. So what I'm actually doing is just gently filing the edges of the nail just to make sure it's smooth, and also just investigating to see if there's anything else in there that may need to come out. I am actually going in very, very gently. It may not look like it is, but it is. He felt very comfortable, and I was continually just asking him, does it feel okay? And just making sure that, he wasn't biting his tongue or biting his teeth clenched, because he couldn't bear with it. But no, he felt very, very comfortable. So this area where I was filing is actually quite thick. As you can see, I was kind of filing a little bit under, so it's actually quite a thick nail on that side. So I'm just going to file it down, and also at the same time just clean up that fungal nail as well, and then I'll explore it again and see if I can get anything else out of there. So I'm actually using a water drill. So I use water drills when I'm dealing with fungal nails or thick nails. And the reason that I opted for a water drill for this particular treatment is because of the heat that can happen because of the rotation and the speed it generates heat. So with the water, that counteracts the heat. The speed that I'm actually going at is a very, very low speed. It's like 6 RPM. So it's very, very low. So it wouldn't cause an injury or anything. To actually reduce down this nail now, though, I turned it up, I think, to about maybe 10 RPM. And I'm just gently going over the fungal part of the nail, very gently, very aware that my client has very sensitive feet. So I'm obviously not wanting to go in there too aggressively. So I'm just cleaning it up, just making it look nice as well, but just really cleaning down the nail and also thinning it out, because we will be applying some fungal treatment as well. So my way of treating fungal nails is to reduce the nails down as much as possible, and then a topical treatment, a topical antifungal treatment that will penetrate the nail and get to the infection which is on the nail bed. So that's the plan. And I'm just gently going in there, continually asking him if he's okay, if it feels okay, which it did, and just seeing how thin I can go. So I do also have a suction drill. So I've got a water drill and a suction drill, but I'm really loving a water drill, so I can change the amount of water that comes out. I can use it without any water coming out. So I wanted it to be a little bit wet because I didn't want any dust, number one. And also number two, I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't feeling anything and it was cooling the heat down from the drill. I think it looks so much cleaner. Still a lot of work to do, but it just looks so much cleaner now, and I've reduced down the thickness just on the lateral side there, as I'm filing it just there. Filing that down because that's quite a thick area. To be honest, I could have started off by thinning it down before doing the PNR, the partial nail resection. The only reason that I didn't, because it was quite sensitive for him, and I thought it'd be better just to get rid of the spike first. But that is something that I do as well. I often file down the nail first and then I perform the PNR, partial nail resection. And for those of you that don't know what a PNR is, or partial nail resection is, it's just basically cutting the side of the nail. It's not a PNA. A PNA is very, very different. A PNA is like minor surgery that podiatrists do, where they cut down the side of the nail and then they put a treatment there to stop the nail from growing back. That is something that we have spoken about, that may be the next thing that he does do, but he's not overly keen on that right now. So as you can see, he has a buildup of hard skin just here, and that's what he was feeling, and that's what he says felt like a splinter. So I'm just going in and just very gently trying to dislodge it, or trying to separate it. So as you guys can see, I've only used 2 tools, well, not including my burrs, but I'm just using my Black's file and my nippers. And I'm going to just try and get the hard skin away. As you can see, it's coming away quite nicely, and you can see there's quite a lot of hard skin there. And that's down to friction. That's the pressure that involuted nail was putting on that area. So we're just gonna get rid of that very, very gently. And then I'll just use my nippers to get the rest out, making sure it's soft enough and it doesn't rip the skin, which is what I really don't want to do. So I'm just softening it up as much as possible, and then it should be able to just come away quite nicely. So I'm just going to use my nippers, my ingrown nippers, just to kind of scoop that out. So I'm not doing any cutting at all. I'm just using it to grab and then pull it out very gently, because like I said, I don't want to rip the skin and cause a bleed. So I hold my nippers like this for a few reasons. I feel like I have more control of the nippers and the toe, and also it's more safer for my wrists. I'm able to hold those nippers without causing injury to my wrists as well. And there you go. It was a little bit hard, so that's now out. And as I was doing it, he was like, yeah, that's it. And already you can see it looks so much better. And you could feel that it was so much better as well. And no bleeding. So what I'm going to do now, you're probably thinking, Jess, another burr. Well, all I'm going to do now is just file the nails. So I'm just going to smooth it over just to file the edges for the last part of this treatment on the nails. So there's no rough edges basically. Just very, very gently. So then as that nail grows, it won't be, there's no sharp edges to pierce the skin or make it feel uncomfortable. With this particular client, we're actually going to be regularly reducing down this nail anyway, because we're really wanting to treat this fungal nail. So the nails will be kept quite short anyway over a period of time until we see progress in this nail. I've given him homework to do that he has to do every day and every night, and he has to come and see me regularly to keep on top of the thickness of the nail and to keep it maintained, making sure that he doesn't cut his nails the way he has been. But I'm pretty happy with the nail. I've just sprayed on some nail oil there, if you're wondering what that was. Yeah, that looks so much better. So I'm just going to get rid of any calluses that I see on the feet with my blade. A lot of people ask, can foot health practitioners use blades, surgical blades? Yes, we can. We're insured to. We've been trained to. So yes, we can. So for those of you who are new to my channel, this is actually my first video doing someone's feet, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please do consider subscribing. Hit that like button as well if you enjoyed the narration of this video. And I've got a library of videos if you're thinking about becoming a foot health practitioner, or if you are one already, if you're a new foot health practitioner, then feel free to have a browse on my channel and enjoy the videos.